Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This week we are here to talk about Tatas and Reliance. And this is not a video to demean any community or put anyone in better light. It's just a bit of a philosophy of the way the companies have evolved, being two of the largest companies in India, and my take on why they've evolved in a certain way. So with that, let's get started. Now, if you know about the Parsi community is one of the smallest communities in India, or rather the world. And they have really amalgamated well into Indian society. And Tata's is of course very much a Parsi company at the heart of it. So if you know a little bit about history, the Parsis landed in the 7th century on a coastal town of Gujarat called Udwara. And the legend has it that when the Parsis landed on the shores of Udwara, the king was not letting them enter, and he sent them a glass of milk, full right up to the brim. And he told them that our culture here is like this glass of milk. It is full, it is pure, and I don't think we can accept anything more into it. So the Parsis, being the way they are, they added a teaspoon or two of sugar to the milk. The milk did not overflow from the glass. The milk retained its pure color, and they sent it back to the king. And the king drank the milk and he absolutely loved the sweetness in the milk. And the Parsi said that that's what we are. We are the sugar in the milk. Wherever we go, we will only create sweetness. We will enhance the culture. And I think that very much symbolizes what the Parsis and the Tatas have done for India. Enhance the culture of India, protect India for what it is, and that is the legacy of Tatas. So for this segment of the video, we want to talk a little bit about Reliance and the Marwadis. It's the Marwadis who actually started Reliance with Dhirubhai Ambani. I was trying to look for something about Marwadis on my phone, and because it's in Hindi, I need to read out from my phone. It says, "Jahan na paunche rail gadi, wahan paunche Marwadi." Some of my viewers who are not Indian and who don't understand Hindi, what it basically means is that where the trains do not go, that is where even the Marwadis go. Which basically means that you have to salute the Marwadis for their entrepreneurship, for their determination, for their creativity and their ingenuity in business. That is what the heart of Reliance is. So while Reliance today is a $200 billion company, and Tata's is not far behind at about $125 billion, both these companies are imbibed in values that are quite different to what we see today. Tata was established in the 1860s by Jamshedji Tata, who basically started the Tata iron and steel plant in Jamshedpur. And since then, Tatas have been involved in a lot of firsts. And the reason why I call Tatas the Industrialist is because they've actually built a lot of India and what it is. Tatas dominated at the time when India was very much a socialist republic, where they believed that people should have more power, there should be equity. It was a non-capitalist economy, and Tatas were responsible for a lot of firsts. Tata was actually the company to set up the airlines for India. In fact, JRD Tata got his commercial pilot license with that vision in mind. And today, what we know as Air India was actually set up by Tatas. So when it came to charitable initiatives like setting up the Tata Memorial Hospital, when it came to coming up with the world's cheapest car, the Nano, when it came to coming up with the first cosmetic company in post-independence India, Lakme, Tatas have got a string of achievements behind them, and they've really given a lot back to India. I'm not saying that Reliance has not done the same, because Reliance has created millionaires overnight. In fact, the Reliance shares, which were hovering around the 900 mark at the start of the pandemic, by the time you moved through 6 months, the valuation of that company almost doubled because of the injection that they got. They became a debt-free company and created a lot of wealth for its shareholders over a period of time. Having said that, Reliance also has got a lot of bad press when it comes to their capitalist behavior, when it came to the way they tried to convert the telecom market into essentially a two-player game with Reliance Jio and Airtel, the way they strangulated the industry, killing out the competition, that basically reeks of capitalism. It's not India's Reliance, it's Reliance's India. And there is a little bit of exploitation when I say that it is Reliance's India, because we know historically, right from the days of Dhirubhai Ambani, that they have been involved in large-scale corruption, bribing of government officials, swinging policies by their side. And I think that's even stronger now that we have the Modi government in force. They've done a lot of pioneering work, especially in the petrochemical space, when they set up the Greenfield Jamnagar refinery, which is one of the largest refineries in the world. But if I were to look at these two companies and the way they operate, the ethics, the way people talk about Reliance, the way people talk about Tatas, I personally am a fan of Tatas. If ever I were to buy electronics and I went to Reliance Digital versus a Chroma, I still choose to buy from Chroma. I am consciously, looking at the brands that I purchase because I want to be, contributing in my own small way to companies that I believe are, giving back more to society. So I think a lot of the things have got to do with how these two companies operate. I think Tata's is very much an industrialist group which has helped to build the nation. Reliance, somewhat not necessarily industrialist but very innovative, disrupting the market, but could be sometimes in that grey area of where they do things for their own benefit versus society's benefit. And I guess that's what business is. That is why I say that the Tatas are industrialists and the Reliance group are basically a bunch of businessmen. Tata group has become sluggish over the past couple of years. Their largest has been one of the impediments to their progress. Mukesh Ambani's more agile approach has seen them benefit a lot more. Time will only tell how these two cooperations will evolve, but what I know is that Tata has always been the North Star for Mukesh Ambani's Reliance. He's always curious to know which businesses they are entering into. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to see you at the next one. Have a good day.